Today I'm going to be doing a video suggestion from my statue tier list video, which by the way guys, it seems like you really enjoyed it, but a lot of people, I knew I would take some backlash for some of the choices I made. So if you haven't seen that video, I made it about a week ago, you could go back and watch it. Today though, Aria Plays wanted me to talk about the best troop combination to use at every HQ level if you don't have instant training. So I'm going to be trying my best to go through that. I made up a spreadsheet I'm going to be going off of, so I'm organized. I know exactly when each troop is unlocked in each HQ level. So to give you guys my credentials first, this is my starting over account, and on my main account I pushed up my base, maxed it out multiple times after new updates every time without instant training. And then when instant training came out, I pretty much had that continuously, but I had already maxed out my base using or without using instant training. I actually went on a push and pushed up to 1250 medals without instant training. So you can definitely do a lot without instant training. A lot of players on the leaderboard, I think instant training wasn't out immediately for all regions. So I think some players on the leaderboard actually didn't have instant training for a while. But I think pretty much everyone does now. It just saves them literally so much money. But anyway, today I'm going to be going over the best troop to use at each HQ level. Now it's a little difficult because there's two things you kind of have to balance at each HQ level if you don't have instant training. One is you have to use a good troop combination. Obviously you don't want to use a troop combination that is the cheapest to use. You want to use the best troop combination that is the cheapest. So there's two things you're trying to balance, and actually to do this I actually made up two lists. I have a with instant training and without instant training. So I'm going to be bringing both of those to you guys and telling you guys both of the best troop combination to use. And I made this video a while ago for instant training, but I think things have changed slightly in my mentality since then. But enough said, let's jump into the video. So right off the bat, HQ1, you know, you only have riflemen. Pretty much no one watching me is going to be HQ1, so you kind of have to use riflemen. If you do have instant training after that, I really suggest just rocking with the riflemen. I think all riflemen up to HQ4 is a good troop combination to use. However, you know, you will lose riflemen. Riflemen only take a minute to train up. However, I think you can optimize it a little bit by bringing all heavies if you don't have instant training. So this is the first difference between instant training and no instant training. If you do have instant training, rock with all riflemen. If you don't, rock with all heavies. And honestly, both troops are really equal at this level, so it doesn't really matter which one you take. But I just prefer the riflemen this low over the heavies, but you will lose riflemen. Okay, after HQ4, at HQ5, you unlock the Zookas, and Zookas are obviously one of the best troops in the game at any level. AZ is really powerful. So at HQ5, you're gonna rock with the heavy Zooka combination for both instant training and without instant training. It's just such a good combination. You bring in heavies instead of riflemen, which again, you can bring riflemen if you do have instant training. You will lose some though, so you might not want to do that if you don't have instant training, but it's just such a good combination to bring Zookas with. But you know, I think it's pretty equal, pretty comparable to just bringing heavies. I always preferred bringing the rifleman Zookas when I'm this low over the heavies just because I have more of them. However, I don't really think it matters. As I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, so you can really bring either one of them. So HQ5 to HQ10, I would rock with heavy Zooka or rifleman Zooka if you don't, or if you do have instant training. Okay, HQ10, you unlock tanks, and tanks are such a good troop combination if you don't have instant training because they don't die. I mean, if you're using them correctly, you shouldn't lose many, if at all, any. So I would rock with all tanks up until you unlock smoke, which is HQ14. So from HQ11 to 13, you're gonna rock with tanks for instant training and without instant training. Now the difference here comes after HQ14. You unlock smoke at HQ14 And personally, I would rock with the warriors, but honestly, at this point, it gets very base specific. If you're attacking a base that clearly isn't made for warriors, like it has multiple shield generators or something, then you just gotta bite the bullet and bring tanks. But after HQ 14, I would always prefer the warriors. I like them more. They're just stronger. And if I'm being honest, like that's an important thing here. Warriors are just way stronger than tanks. So there are some bases you might not be able to take out with tanks, but you could take out with warriors. Either way, you'd be losing your entire army. The difference is if you'd be getting a win or a loss. So personally, at HQ 14, I would bring Smoky Warriors if you do have instant training, or tanks if you don't have instant training. But I would like to preface the tank pick by, there are some bases that you probably should just bring Smoky Warriors instead just to get a win. And that's just my opinion, and that's what I've noticed when I was pushing up my starting over account, this account. I definitely noticed there being a lot of bases that there would be no way in heck I could take them out if I was only using tanks, or if I was using any other combination but Smoky Warriors. So that's kind of my little preface on that. But from HQ 14, and I have to kind of pay attention to this and get my shots out. So from HQ 14 then to 20, for instant training, I would bring the Smoky Warriors. That's a huge gap. That's a lot of your Boom Beach career, but they're just that good. And if you're not using instant training from HQ 14 to, I said 17, but kind of that 17 is arbitrary. I would say use tanks, and then after that, you want to use Smoky Warriors for the rest of your Boom Beach career, HQ 18 to 25. They're just that good. I love Smoky Warriors. I just also want to point out something here. Warriors take 3 minutes to train. 3 minutes. One tank takes 8 minutes. Or sorry, one tank takes 24 minutes to train. So if you have 3 tanks in a boat, so I can put 3 tanks in this boat, that is 45 minutes of training versus warriors. I can train 8 warriors in the time of 1 tank. So if I lose an entire boat of warriors, it's really not that big of a deal because I can train it up faster than I can train up a full load of tanks. So I just, if you noticed yourself start losing a lot of tanks at around like anywhere from HQ 14 to anywhere on, if you see yourself losing a lot of tanks, think to yourself, okay, maybe I should just bring warriors. And I would really suggest it because warriors are just a stronger combination. And then for so that's what I'm saying. HQ 18 and onward, if you don't have instant training, bring Smoky Warriors. If you do have instant training, at HQ 21, you're like Bombardiers. Bombardiers Heavy is way stronger than Warriors for many, many bases. So I would suggest bringing the Bombardiers and Heavies to finish up your Boom Beach career. The only reason I don't suggest that if you do have, or if you don't have instant training, is Bombardiers Heavies, you plan on losing all of your heavies. So that's a full loadout of heavies. That's 6 times 6, 36 minutes of waiting for each of your boats. So yeah, I don't want to wait half an hour between each attack. Even if I lose a full boat of warriors, it's still only 24 minutes. So warriors are just a superior troop. They're strong, they're adaptable. You can attack way more bases with them. You can attack way stronger bases with them, and they train up fast. So yeah, take that what you will. I hope I helped you guys kind of plan out how you're going to max out your base using instant training or without using instant training. Instant training is really, really nice, and if you do choose to buy it, make sure before you buy it to put in code COSMIC in the shop to help support us, and then you can go and purchase your instant training. I hope this helped you, and if it did, let me know down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.